This is a simple little breakfast omelette that I take camping with me quite often. Normally you would have maybe some eggs, butter. I've got some spicy German sausage there, but you can use bacon, tomatoes, peppers, onions. I always buy frozen in a bag, easy to use. These are little sweet sugar drop tomatoes. Bit of cheddar cheese grated up for convenience. Now if you wanted to make one of these on a campsite, you might want to take all your eggs, worry about transporting them, work out how you're going to carry them without getting them broken. But this is a really simple idea that I've come up with that I take in a bottle. So breakfast in a bottle basically. I'm using one of these orange or apple juice ones from the co-op, which are usually the sort of thing you get with your meal deal. It's very cheap. They make useful little water bottles to carry in with your food in a cool bag. Freeze them up ice, use them as water to drink when you've finished. You're not wasting carrying ice blocks. So these have got a really wide neck on the bottom, on the top of them, and this is usually enough for one person really for a breakfast in a bottle. I've done a bit of Blue Peter editing here, and I've done some preparation earlier. So all you're going to do is add that lot when it's chopped up, which is prepared here. So I find the spicy sausage really handy. It's got a bit of a smoked taste to it. It's nice. You could use lard on bacon, little bits. Everything you do must be chopped up small because it's going into that. To make it easier, use a small funnel, an old motorcycle oil funnel cut down, or the top of a milk bottle, sorry. That goes on the top, and it just helps it. But to be honest, if your hands are clean and washed, as mine are, you just scoop them into there. Everything in there will do one person. So chop it all up, whack it in the bottle. I tend to get my eggs, bit of salt and pepper in with them, whisk them up, pour them in the funnel, into the bottle. Now it looks a little like this, which doesn't look very appetizing when you first see it. This has got everything in there, all the peppers, the onions, the tomatoes, the sausage, the eggs, a little bit of clover or butter, whatever you want to put in it. This has got everything you need for your breakfast, and this can be frozen, so you can prepare a few of these, keep them in the freezer, take them in your cool bag when you go camping, and they'll defrost over the next day or the next day you want them. I've prepared these because I'm going off tomorrow morning, so I'm going to prepare a couple of these for myself and a friend. And if I can get the hob on heating up as I'm talking. I appreciate I'm not doing this under camp conditions, but it's a lot easier to film indoors. So I've deliberately not put any oil into the pan. I'm going to see if it works without it, because it has done in the past. You might put some butter in a pan, but that means another thing that you can take camping with you. Although I take butter into peanut butter jar or something along those lines with a screw lid, so it's not melting everywhere. Now let me put this down a second while this heats up. Simply unscrew, wait for this to get up to temperature. Just gloop it in. Doesn't look very appetizing at all at the moment. So you won't, on your campsite, you won't have all your waste packaging, your egg containers, worrying about how you carry your eggs, your plastic bags, your cartons and everything you've got to dispose of. You've simply got a bottle which can be washed out, reused as a water bottle, and reused again. I appreciate you probably don't want to sit here and watch this cook. It's the only way to prove it. I might find that I do need a little bit of oil in the bottom if it starts to stick. Depends how good your skillet or your frying pan is, whatever people want to call it nowadays. It's always been a frying pan in my generation. You can toss this up, you can, obviously the egg's going to start to go off then. See how now it's forming the omelette now. Everything in here is pretty much pre-cooked anyway, the sausages are. If you use bacon, you might find that it's not quite cooked. Normally you would pre-prepare everything in your pan and then add the eggs. But you can see the principle here. You're getting a really nice omelette, and all you've done is carry either a frozen or a cool bottle of breakfast. Carry 1 or 2 for each day you want your breakfast, or how many people there are. And you can see there that's frying up nicely to a nice omelette, and that will give you a nourishing breakfast. Real good for people who like to do their sausage, egg, bacon separately in a pan. Real good for people that flip it out of the pan either. I think it's nice to add a lot of grated cheese, so that's already in there as well. So everything that I showed earlier, gone in that bottle, can be frozen as I said, or it could be straight from the fridge. And you have the makings of a nice omelette, which if I carried on now we could flip over, give it a nice presentation. To be honest, when you're camping, if it looks good, tastes good, it just goes straight down. It doesn't matter what it looks like really. But anyway, hopefully saves you carrying all that lot to the campsite each time you want to have an omelette. Everything's prepared. If you just want to carry eggs in a bottle like this, you can do. They'll make a good scrambled egg if you want that in the mornings. Really, what do you want to make out of it? These bottle containers can be used for, what's the word I'm looking for? Brain's gone. Real choosy. Pancakes, that's the one. You can put pancake mix in there. You can carry your eggs and everything in there as a pancake mix. Do yourself some pancakes and add some food to it and use it as a wrap really. So lots of options. Breakfast in a bottle.